Guten Tag guys, today's video will be on weightlifting. My name is Alex and I'm the Boer. But Alex, isn't this whole channel about lifting weights? Well yes, most of the channel is about lifting weights, but lifting weights and weightlifting is not the same. Weightlifting, or often also called Olympic weightlifting, is a sport on itself. And it's made up of two distinct exercises, the snatch and the clean and jerk. In the snatch, you lift the barbell from the floor to overhead in one fluid movement, and in the clean and jerk, this happens in two steps. First, from the floor to the shoulders, and then from the shoulders to the overhead position. In a weightlifting competition, first you start with the snatch, where each athlete gets 3 attempts. After that, there's the clean and jerk, with also 3 attempts per athlete. Whoever has lifted the most weight, meaning the combination of your best snatch and your best clean and jerk, wins. As in most other sports, also in weightlifting, there's classes for men and classes for women. And also weight classes. Because usually the heavier you are, the easier it gets to lift more weight. So it would be unfair to let a 150 kilo athlete compete against a 60 kilo athlete. And that's why we have weight classes also. But weight classes are not always the same, and they also have changed over time. Now just a few quick more words on the exercises themselves. Let's start with the clean. The start position of the clean may look similar to the start position of a deadlift, but it's actually more of a hybrid between a deadlift and a squat. When you're doing your deadlift, once the bar reaches roughly your hip height, you're done. But that's not the same in the clean. In the clean, the bar still has to travel up. So it's very important in the clean to continuously accelerate the bar and not just lift it in a very slow fashion. Because once the bar has passed your hip height, you still need to pull it up with your arms a bit before you can jump under it. And once you're under it, it's basically just a front squat. The snatch is actually quite similar to the clean. You just grip a little wider, you pull a little higher, which also is possible because the weight is lighter, and instead of catching the weight on your shoulders, you catch the weight in the overhead position. In the jerk, because it's the second part of the clean and jerk, we start with the bar at our shoulders. And then we do the dip, basically going into the knees a little bit, and then we push the bar upwards with our legs, and then we jump under it. There's a few different techniques to do that now. The most common is the split jerk, where one foot goes forward and the other goes back. Then there's also the power jerk, where you basically catch the bar in a very high squat. And there's also a squat jerk, where you catch the bar in a full squat. The power variation does not just exist for the jerk, but it also exists for the clean and for the snatch, where you also just catch the bar with the hips higher than the knees. That was everything I wanted to tell you about weightlifting. Now let's get into my experience. Weightlifting is the only strength sport where I myself have competed in, and that was also during the last few months. I started weightlifting a little over a year ago, but I started in a conventional gym where the bar was not really fit for weightlifting because the diameter was not right, and also you couldn't drop the bar, which is kind of important for weightlifting. After a few months I changed to a different gym where I could do weightlifting for real, basically. But then there was a lockdown, so I had a break of, I don't know, almost half a year. And then I started weightlifting again in June or something. I really much enjoy the snatch and the clean and jerk because it's just very fun movements to do. I like them because the technique is a little more demanding and difficult than most other exercises. For example, if you have done 100 pull-ups, you don't really tend to think about the technique of the pull-up all that much. But in the snatch, no matter if you've done 100 or even 1,000 snatches, you always need to be very attentive and be present in your mind to get the technique right, because it's just hard. I also enjoy the explosiveness of weightlifting very much because it's just more fun than always moving the barbells kind of slow, like in most other exercises. In a podcast, Max Ada, who is a weightlifting coach, once said that weightlifting is the most fun you will have with your clothes on. And he's definitely right here. Weightlifting is certainly a lot of fun, and I can highly recommend it if you want to try it. And you can certainly do weightlifting without competing. I certainly myself do enjoy the training and just weightlifting more than the actual competing side. That was all for today's video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, please leave me a like, subscribe. Also let me know how you enjoy this new format on the channel. As always, you're very welcome to leave me some criticism down in the comments. This was Fred. Thanks for watching.